Afternoon, everybody. Thank you so much for joining the Think Tank Thursday session. I just hope I'm audible and everybody is able to hear me. So yeah, my name is Dineo and I will be your host for today. I would like to firstly welcome you, and hopefully today you will get out of the session more empowered to start your own business and more motivated, okay? But before we can get into sharing who our speakers are and start with our session, let us just introduce ourselves. I see some people already have started. So yeah, please do let us know on the chat who you are, where you're coming from, which organization you're joining from. Are you attending alone? Are you attending with your colleagues or your supervisor? Please do it and post it on the chats. Thanks, Jolene, for starting us off. Thank you so much. Supervisor of Lisanne Williams. Welcome, Jolene. All right, we also have Annelise Siwe on the call from East London, Moholagadi. Thank you so much for joining. Kutlwano, Nogutula, welcome. Amahle, Nozipho, Helman from Limpopo, welcome. Altofina, I see your comment. Atini, Dumelo, Siamanga from Life Choices. Yandisa Dube, welcome. Kelebogile from Animation Essay. Bushilo Maboko, Andisiwe, Derek. Shoot, there's quite a lot of you. Thank you guys for joining. I see the lady from Limpopo. Norden from Bedford View, Lisanne from CCA, Kamokhetsu from Enabler, welcome Kamokhetsu Onika, Siambonga, I see your comment. I haven't seen some of you coming from Western Cape. Please do confirm your attendance if you are joining from Western Cape. All right, there's Delhi, there's also Andile Nomfundo from Durban. Nice to meet you. Thank you for joining. And then there is Katani from Limpopo, Kabelo from Gauteng. Welcome, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. So yeah, I'd firstly like to introduce the session. So it is an engaging session, all right? So we are just empowering our women. We want to celebrate Women's Month, or really women which are in entrepreneurship, right? So the theme is women in entrepreneurship. So we are recognizing them, we are empowering them. So we just want to promote gender equality, inclusivity in the entrepreneurial ecosystem, all right? So we are thrilled to invite our two amazing speakers. So this is one of its kind, guys. We've never had our alumni or yes youth coming forward to share their journey, to share how they started their business. So these speakers that you're gonna be meeting today are our year's program beneficiaries. All right, so we have Karabo, we also have Kelebogile. All right, so I'm just gonna let them come forward and really share who they are, what they do, and how they made it as women in this entrepreneurship journey. All right. Let me just confirm. Karabo, Kelebogile, are you guys online?
Hi, Dineo.
Oh, hi, Karabo. There we go. Thank you so much, Karabo. Welcome, welcome. And then do we have also Kelebogile? Kile? Okay, yeah, here. I see you are muted. Kile, can you hear me? All right. Okay, Karabo, would you like to start and just go and introduce yourself, tell everybody who you are and what you do, and just overall go through the theme of today, which is women in entrepreneurship.
Thank you, Dineo. Hello, everyone. My name is Karabo Makgamatho. I'm just 26 years old. I was born in Limpopo, but then I grew up in Tembisa. Yeah, I'm a dynamite, I could say that. So today's session is about empowering women in entrepreneurship. Let me share my screen. Just a moment.
Mute. Oh, so quiet.
Sorry, Karabo, you're muted. I'm not sure if you are aware of that.
Hi, can you all see my screen?
Yes, we can see it.
Right. Okay. All right. As I was saying, my name is Karabo. I'm 26 years old. I am. Do you guys hear me? Am I audible?
We can hear you, Karabo.
Okay, sorry. Okay, my name is Karabo. I'm 26 years old. I'm a youth at work admin, and I'm also a host. This year, I am a host. I am no longer a youth at work youth. I'm a host. So I graduated in BA Psychology, and then I also graduated in Public Relations. I'm also a student in Business Management at the Harvard Business School. So right now, I'm just currently the Managing Director of Lab and Clothing, the Operational Manager at Lerthoka Tech Security, and the Secretary of IdeationToStartup NGO. So this session is all about empowering women. Since it's Women's Month, all I can say is that we got this. We can do this. Right, ladies? So walk with me through the journey of my entrepreneurship. I started this entrepreneurship thing in, I think it was 2017. Yeah, when I was just 18 years old. No, it was 2016. I was 18 years old. I woke up one day and I decided I want to be a photographer. And then I said, okay, if I want to be a photographer, I want to be a photographer that is registered in business. Then I started to go to training with NYDA for business management courses. Then I passed my business management course, then applied for funding, got my funding, started my own business as a photographer. But then 2 years down the line, I then failed. My business failed. Yeah. But I didn't stop. I learned from my mistakes. I continued wanting to be a businesswoman. As I continued with my studies, I realized that I don't really want to be a worker, but I want to be an employer, not an employee. That's when it all started. So this year, I'm an employee, and I'm so happy to say I'm a host of Youth at Work. My company name is Lab Clothing, which is 100% Black-owned manufacturing company under the leadership of Karabo Makgamatho and Buchila Maboko. As directors of Lab Clothing, we are very honored to be the hosts of the Youth at Work Youth under the sponsorship of Mercedes-Benz. So under Lab Clothing, we have two interns from Youth at Work, which is Zita and Sheketani. Zita is responsible for machine operation, and customer assistant. And Seketani is responsible for admin and bookkeeping. Are you still with me?
Yes, I feel Karabo.
So let's go to lab clothing. What is lab clothing? Because I'm busy talking about lab clothing. Lab clothing is Lesotho African print. It's my pride. It's our pride. Me and Wachila, it's our pride. So lab clothing, it's a manufacturing company that specializes in embroidering, sublimation, sewing of clothes, DTF, and then, yeah, we specialize in branding uniform. That's mainly what I can say. Our focus is in developing rural area schools in South Africa, in coming to customizing uniform. You know how matric uniform looks boring if it's not customized. So we specialize in making matrics very happy, eh? And also in making the sports uniform very interesting. That's who lab clothing is.
Wow, wow, Karabo, that is absolutely amazing.
Hi, Eric. Oh my God.
Well done. That's absolutely beautiful, beautiful, beautiful work. I don't know where.
I can't believe you're here. Thank you so much.
So I would like everybody just to give some reactions. What is it? Is it a thumbs up? Is it a heart? Is it a clap? What do we give Karabo for reactions? There we go. More hearts, thumbs up, claps, all of them. Well done. Well done, well done. So keep going, guys. Look at all those hearts, Karabo.
Oh, thank you so much, guys. Oh my God, Erica is here.
Okay, so I just want to say that this is such an honor and such a beautiful session to have one of the youth present as an employer and as an entrepreneur. We are super, super, super proud. And also, we just really want to encourage others to do that. This is not only Karabo who can do it. It's many, many others that can do it. Young men, young women, to take the courage to really believe in yourself, to feel deep inside and say, what is it, my passion? What am I going to do time and energy? And then what am I going to really succeed and do well in? So you have shown focus, you've shown dedication. And what I've heard and what I really want to say is that you have to have in order for you to win, you have to have the courage to lose. And you said, Karabo, that you were down once and it didn't work, but it didn't stop you. You tried again, and the second time around, you knew that you were not going to repeat the mistakes of the first time. You were not going to repeat the mistakes of the first time, and you were going to do it differently. So entrepreneurship is not something that we get right off in the first time around. It's something that takes practice. It's something that takes many components that come together: the customer base, the area, the social media marketing, the price range, all of those things that are necessary for the product to succeed. So, and you've shown us that you've done it. So have you got some examples? Can you pull examples up of what you've done, or can you share that?
All right, let me try to share the work that I've already done.
Fantastic. So I'm going to keep quiet now. Over to you again, Karabo.
Okay. Okay, I'll share some of the stuff that I've done. If you can see here, we have Lab Spot. Lab Spot, it was, we designed this sport t-shirt. Do you all see the sport t-shirt? We designed the sport t-shirt. And then from the beginning, we started with supplementing the fabric, and then cutting off the fabric, turning it into a t-shirt. So basically we turn dreams into fabric, okay? We make sure that your dream become a fabric that you can wear. And then this is one of our school uniform embroidery. Let me try to share the pictures with you.
Hi, Karabo. As you're trying to find your images and stuff, could we ask maybe the audience to be on mute and maybe majority videos to be off, so at least there is a little bit of a discipline, because there's so much of people going up and down, which is taking attention a lot. Yeah.
Okay, Karabo, over to you again. Did you find your pictures?
Just a minute.
Mm-hmm. So maybe we can use the time in the chat. If you want to say, what is it that you have heard? What is it that you'd like to have heard? What is your message to Karabo? Or what is your learning for yourself? How does this conversation resonate with you?
You can ask a question, guys, on how to start a business. We can have a conversation on that, as I am still busy trying to get some pictures for you.
No, Karabo, you need to be prepared. You're not going to find more pictures now?
Yeah, here's the pictures. Can you all see my screen?
No.
You can't.
I mean, we can see a whole lot of pictures, but did you choose one specific?
Oh, yes, I did.
Double click on it. Okay, Karabo, don't worry about it. Okay. If it's not in your presentation, don't worry about it. Okay.
Okay.
So let's just see some general questions. Are there any particular questions you'd like to ask Karabo about how she started, or what her client base is, or how she gets them? Any questions like that? I'll watch out for the chat. Just seeing here, Vanessa says very impressive.
Okay.
Venturing and becoming aspiring entrepreneurs. Yes, absolutely. Very, very impressive. Any other comments out there? See, others are just mentioning where they are from. Thomas, would you like to ask a question?
Yes, if I could.
Yes.
Yes, Thomas.
Personally, I'm more interested in the failure part of it. Like, I wanted to know what hardships you actually encountered and what was your thought process going through it. Because I feel like as much as the success part of the stories are always inspiring and interesting to hear, for my part, it's the troubling times that's the most telling when it comes to growing as a character. Yes, so I would just like to know, like, in a general sense, how was your headspace and how did you get yourself through that tough time?
Okay. Let's start off, how did I fail? What happened? What caused me to fail? So basically what happened is that I was not consistent. I was just not consistent with my business. And
Sorry, Karabo, you muted yourself.
Can you unmute?
you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, basically, let's start off how I failed. How did I fail? Let's start there. So what happened is I was not consistent with my business. I used a lot of money on my personal things instead of investing back to the business. That was my fall down. That's how I broke my first company. I don't know if you answered, Thomas.
Okay, sorry, can we just ask everybody to stay muted? Because it's very disruptive, so that's why we had to mute everybody, including the speaker. Please stay muted. Aviwe, have you got your question in the chat, or do you want to unmute?
I've got a question.
Okay, go ahead.
I would like to ask Karabo, like, what are the steps, the initial steps that she took when started a business? Because you find that some of us have a vision, you know, you've got everything written down that you want to do this, you want to do that, but you don't know like where to go, who to associate yourself with, you know, where to go, which areas to go in order to find funding or whatsoever in the market. So I just want to ask that question. Thank you.
Okay, Aviwe, here's the thing. When you want to start a business, it starts as an idea. What I did is that because I was not capable of hosting my own business, I then went for training at NYDA. It's free when you are under 35. You just register with them and then you get your training. And then after getting your certificate, you then apply for funding with them, and then you get money. It starts from 10,000. They start funding from 10,000, which is a grant. It's not a loan. And then you take it from there. But what I can advise you on is register your business with CIPC. Make sure you have all your compliances in order so that you can be able to get funding. Are you answered, Aviwe?
Yeah, I think that's very well answered. I just want to put it out there that I think there are lots of young people who are hustlers. And it's great. You learn about business by hustling. But if you want to be more serious and you want to get grant funding, you have to be formalized. And I've had lots of conversations with young people where they don't want to formalize their business. They don't want to register because they're scared of tax, and now all your employees have to have contracts, and you have to be a lot more formal with your business. So I would like to ask Karabo, what have you experienced in the formalization of the business? Has it been an advantage, or have you experienced disadvantages? And how are you managing your staff?
It has been a great advantage. It works on my favor, registering a business, because it also helps you to be able to access fundings. And then I have 2 interns and few staff working for me. So I usually go there during the week, few days to check on them and monitor them. They also making it simple for me to work because they report to me every time to tell me if they need something or not.
Okay, but have you given them a contract of employment? How are you paying them? Are they getting paid?
Yes, we do have contracts of employment. Remember, when you're formal in business, you have to comply with the law, with all the acts that are happening in labor, all the acts in SARS and CIPC, you have to compile.
And are you paying them above the minimum wage?
Yes, ma'am, we do pay the minimum wage.
Okay, well done. You've made all of those questions. Okay, so very important advice is, if you're not sure how to do it, sign up with NYDA, sign up with them, do a course. So you signed up, you learned, you did a course, you qualified. Then they taught you how to do grant submissions, which you did, and then you were a recipient of that grant. So there's lots of steps to follow. It wasn't simple. It was step by step and guided. That's what I'm hearing from that. Aviwe, over to you.
Thank you again, Karabo, for the nice presentation. I have another question with you. Let's say, for instance, I already have a vision and I'm already registered under CIPC. But the question that I have is, what did you do? For instance, maybe you started your own business initially and you had to employ staff, yet you don't have like the funding or the money that you have at hand that you will have to pay that stuff. So what is the NYDA do with regards to that, or maybe you that work with regards to that? Thank you.
Okay, NYDA doesn't give you capital to pay your employees. NYDA just fund you to buy material or equipment that you need in order for you to get your business running. That's what they do. So there are some of the funding organization that can also help, like your CEDA, your SAFA, your IDC. So those are some of the organizations that you can go to in order to get more funds when you're looking for your capital to start and pay your employees.
Yes, but first and foremost, you have to be able to do the job. So
Yes.
as the employer, you have to own that skill. And the other question, Karabo, if you can answer for us, there was a question in the chat saying, where did you learn to sew? Where are your design and sewing skills coming from?
Self-taught.
Okay. That's great, but you've got the skills of sewing. So you know if somebody else is sewing, whether they're doing it right or wrong, or you showing them right from the start.
Yes, I know when someone is doing right or wrong. I've acquired the skills. There's this school called, it's for free, it's called CC Girls. It teaches development skills. It has sewing in it. So if one wanna go and learn those skills, they can just go there. I will share the link.
Okay, but I think the point is, you can't employ other people to do work for you if you don't know how to do that work yourself. So don't try and run a business where you know nothing about, because that isn't the first thing you're going to fail in. So
exactly, that will be the downfall.
That will be your absolute downfall. So if you know
Yes.
nothing about baking, but you think you're going to run a baking business, it's not going to work.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to choose something that you are good at and where you have skills. So you match the skills of the job with the skills of how to run a business and how to scale a business. But
and also you need to be passionate about what you're doing.
Exactly. You need to be good at it. You need to believe in a particular product. You need to really own that product, and only then can you start building up a client base. So I just want to repeat that nobody gives you money if you are not generating money. So
exactly.
you have to first go out there and make. Did you start making the garments yourself at the beginning?
Yes, I did make the garments myself. No, wait, I did not make the garments myself. I started by asking for help. And then when I started growing, I then started making the garments myself.
Okay, so you outsourced it and you made a little bit of a profit. And when you had enough money saved that you could, and you put it together with your funding from the funders about equipment. So you had enough money and you had expertise to get the equipment, train new people and pay them. You did not get money to pay them and get running up and down. So a lot of people are wrong by saying, I'm not going to start if I don't have the money. And this is not the way to start. So you start by doing yourself. You start by saving your profits and reinvesting your profits. And that's how you start growing. So don't because you can have an idea and then if you don't get money, you don't start. That's not how it works.
And you are not going to get funding if you do not have money rotating into your account, hey? So you have to make money in order for you to get funding.
Okay, and second most important point, which you've mentioned, is one, you were registered, and two, you had money in an account. So lots of people are also not putting money into their account. They're trading in cash and they're not depositing it. So if they can't see that you're depositing money and that you've got an existing inflow and exit of money, you can't get more money. So very important lessons learned. Okay, for Karabo, well done. I'm going to hand over back to Danette.
Right, thank you so much, Karabo. I think we'll just have to, if you have questions, guys, please write them in the chat and then we can be able to forward them to them. And then for now, we will invite another speaker, which is Kelebogile. Kelebogile, are you online? Kile?
Hello.
I'm not sure if it's
Hello, can you hear
a network. Are you able to hear us, Kile?
I'm able to hear you. Are you able to hear me on your end?
Yes, but I'm struggling a bit. I don't know if it will help if you close off your video for a few minutes, because network is really bad.
Okay. Let me also try to do this.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yes, much better. Off you go, Kelly.
Oh, okay. Now you can hear me properly.
Now we can hear you properly. Yes, yes. So off you go. Over to you.
Okay. Good afternoon. Good afternoon. I trust you are all well. My name is Kelebogile Lechwano, and I was born Kelebogile Babuile. And I want to take this opportunity to thank Dinewa and Youth at Work for this amazing opportunity. What is currently happening in my life right now, I'm calling it a Biki Magbaya, as this translates to taking those small steps equals to brilliance. If possible, I just want to share my screen. Okay. I haven't done this before, so I need to select. But ultimately, I am the founder of a Step to Brilliance extra classes. And it is a, sorry, okay. Thank you so much. All right, yes. Okay. So I'll just ask you to go to the next slide. I'll just indicate.
Okay, Kelly, we did ask us to speak. We're just going to listen to you and you just keep rolling, okay?
Okay, okay. All right. Can I just have the first slide? Thank you. As I was saying, what is currently happening in my life right now, I'm calling it a Biki Magbaya, as this translates to taking those small steps equals to brilliance. I loved the bio. If I can just go back to it, you said Kelebogile Ingrid Lechwano is a 28-year-old from Bloemfontein. She is the founder of A Step to Brilliance Extra Classes, a venture aimed at assisting primary school learners. Kelebogile is a skilled educator making a positive impact in her role as a professional language practitioner and a self-taught entrepreneur. Kelebogile was recognized for her achievements this year when she became a Sunday World Unsung Heroine in the category of Youth in Entrepreneurship and Business. If anything, I am one of the most blessed youth in South Africa. If we could go to the next slide. The layout of my presentation, it will be the problem, what made me start the business. And then we'll go to the solution, impact, market share, the business model, as well as the roadmap. The problem with our educational system is that learners in grade 4 should be able to construct sentences. However, parents are always, parents don't have time to do activities. Learners may achieve low academic performance. This may be due to classroom size, as well as mathematics and reading seems to be one of the biggest problems in our academic field. If we could go to the slide of the solution. The solution, if we could go to the next slide. So the solution ultimately should be extra classes, because in a classroom of 35 learners to 42 learners, one teacher can only assist so many learners. Okay, it was the solution slide, but it's okay. I was just saying that the solution should be extra classes. Solution should be people just taking their time and starting organizations that will help young kids. If we start as young as, if we start introducing extra classes as young as grade 1, by the time the learners are in high school, they don't have to attend extra classes so much, because we invest so much in our matric learners, and we are forgetting that should have started in grade 1. The impact I'm currently making with my business is we do spelling bee competitions, we do reading awarenesses, and this improves academic performance. And we also saw a gap in the entertainment sector, in the children's entertainment sector. As much as we are providing academic services, we are also providing social services. Our social services would include fun day, picnic day. We also award learners for the performance at school. The next slide. The market is quite sufficient. Focusing in Bloemfontein, I would say anyone can start extra classes, because we start extra classes based on extra classes, not necessarily starting in educational sector. If you are good at teaching people how to do sales, that is also something that you can do. So currently, my market share, it is sufficient. It's not as bad because I'm surrounded by schools, which means I'm able to advertise my services at the schools. I'm surrounded by a library. One of our social services would then be where we go to the library, where we do, like I said, our spelling bee competitions and also a reading awareness. The next slide. The business model, we have a number of services. Firstly, we have the after school program. It's Monday to Thursday. We assist learners from the time they come back from school up until 5. In this service, we assist them with all the subjects. And then we have the Saturday extra classes. It operates in the morning. So now we have 2 sessions for this service. It's 9 till 11, then 11 till 1. We also have the one-on-one tutoring. However, the one-on-one tutoring is dependent on each tutor at the service. So you opt to do the one-on-one, and then you will then be doing having your own money in that time. We also have the online service that we recently started. By the grace of God, we recently started a computer service as well. And like I said, we also do fun day activities. Currently in October, we are planning to do a picnic day. So we are thinking about the theme. So just to entertain our young kids, because they also need a place where they can just feel comfortable and just, feel young and just be children. Yes. If we could go to the next slide. Competition, every business does have competition. So I would say with my extra classes, ASB extra classes, we are convenient because our services abroad. We have extra classes after school on Saturday, also during the school holiday. So we are trying now for December, because December is a very quiet month. We're trying to think of ways of how we're going to bring money to the service. Currently, we are talking to people that are already in the events company, because in business, you also need to learn how to collaborate. As much as you can do it alone, but collaboration just makes things easier for us. Also, we are not so expensive. I would say that we attract the low class to the middle class people, depending also on the service that you want. If we could go to the next slide. Yes, so I am Kelebogile, the program manager. I currently have a few tutors that are assisting me. We have the foundation phase because we are assisting grade 1 to grade 7 learners. So grade 1 to grade 3, we have a lady who's assisting us. We also have a mathematics tutor who comes in on certain days of the month. We have a natural science as well as a social science. Our tutors are all based. We hire our tutors based on contracts. It can be between 3 to 6 months. We also encourage our tutors to start their own tutoring business because we are just trying to. Mostly, we want people that are probably studying either ECD or already B.Ed. Thank you. The next slide. And my roadmap. I graduated. I got my BTech degree in language practice in 2019. And then because I'm a great graduate, I'm not just going to sit and not do anything. I started extra classes. I hold a BTech degree in language practice. So in my field, I can either do communication studies, I can do public relations, I can be in the media field, I can be a translator. So I'm thinking, if learners are struggling so much with English, how about I start something to just help them in that field? So in 2019, I started operating in a garage at home. It was just on Saturdays. And then I also worked as a teacher. I was a high school teacher. I taught English and I taught Setswana. And then 2020, COVID happened. So then I opted to do mobile. I would then go to people's homes to provide the services because now I could no longer operate a big classroom. However, we started being noticed and being featured in just local newspapers. In 2021, so in 2020, I also attended the NYDA training. And in 2021, I got funded by the NYDA. We have grown from just myself, one tutor, to having 4 tutors at the center. And we've grown from having 4 learners to having more than 35 learners at the center. 2022, the business does grow, whereby now we are getting more media coverage. As I said, this phase of my life, I call it the Biki Magbaya. It's now 2023, and this year we started a computer training. It's currently operating on Thursdays. And oh, never mind that 2024 should have been actually this year. Then this year I got recognized as a Sunday Sun heroine. 2023, yes. So that is my roadmap in the business. How did I get here? Honestly, I would say it's I'm just not sitting and not doing anything. I am also currently part of hello?
Yes, sorry. We must just ask people to stay muted, please.
Okay. All right. Yeah, so how I got here, I would say it's the power of association. I got here by being part of a women organization, by being part of a youth organization, because when you are part of this, you just have access to opportunities better, because you become probably part of WhatsApp groups where they send information and then you apply. You also need to be patient. I was funded also by NSFAS. I got my qualification through that student funding as well. So hence I say I'm one of the blessed and the most fortunate youth in South Africa. So that is just my roadmap. Any questions?
First of all,
Thank you so much, Jolie.
well done. Okay, huge,
Thank you.
huge congratulations. It's absolutely amazing how you've had a focus, you've had a vision, you've stuck with it, you've grown, you've developed, and you've expanded it to be an employer and really to touch so many other people's lives. So I think all of us, let's go to your reactions. Let's see lots of hearts, claps, thumbs up, whatever you want to show. Really, let's see it shine, shine, shine. Another amazing woman who's put in so much effort, dedication, love, and care, and grown an amazing business. So much, much, much congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it so much, Erica.
Oh, there we go. Lots of hands, lots of claps, lots of hearts. So I want to pick up on two main points that you have raised. Is that, again, you've shown that you're passionate. You have engaged in a business that you know something about. You are educated, you know about your trade. And that's made it much easier for you. You have also learned how to pivot. During COVID, you've gone from in classroom to at home, and then you've expanded back again. So you've shown a great deal of resilience. There's passion, there's subject matter expertise, there's resilience, and then there's compliance, doing it the right way. So you've also participated, you also registered your company, and you are an employer, a good, credible employer who's paying good wages. So all of those are what's important in order for you to succeed. I think you've also highlighted the fact of a network. So to become part of a network, and that network never ends. I mean, I can just share with you all that I went to a networking session this morning on women in entrepreneurship. And it's just the next level, you know. I've never been to an event where you had to put down what's the net profit after tax of your business, but that was the entry ticket this morning. Was you have to have it registered, and you have to have a certain amount of turnover before you can be part of the next network group. So the higher you get, the next network.
Your network is your net worth.
Exactly. Your network is your net worth. And your network also needs to change. So initially, like your parents, your teachers, your schools are a network, but when your business gets bigger, you'll need to associate with the district and with other NGOs and with partners who are working across provinces. So your network constantly expands and changes. It's not something that stays the same if you want to.
No, that's amazing. Thank you so much, Erica. I agree with you.
And Kelebogile, I just want to share the screen quickly. Beneo or Lilette is going to pull up on our website, and I don't know whether you were aware, but Youth at Work is very, very interested and committed to youth employment now and in the future. And you've touched on a very important topic of reading. If children can't read and they can't do maths in grade 4, the chances are they're not going to read in grade 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and they probably will drop out of school before they finish matric. So it really is a downward scale, and collectively, we all need to get behind this. So your solution is extra lessons. I would like to add onto your solution another product, which is baseline assessments. Because very often, parents and teachers are wanting to help, but they don't know how to help. They don't know exactly what is the problem with my child. So if we have a baseline assessment, you can find the skills and learning gaps, and then you know what to close. So it's very, very effective to do baseline assessments when every child that comes into your program. I would recommend that you do a baseline assessment. And at the moment, if you go onto our website, Kelebogile, you will see it's only 50 Rand. We're going to lift that, double click. Oh, there we go. Okay, you can see now. So We've reduced the cost so that it is 50 Rand.
Okay.
You can become an agent, you can become a promoter, and send me an email after this. I'll send you all the promoter details. And then you sell it on to the parents. And you say to them, look, go and register your child, pay for the 50 Rand, and then bring me the report. Or you can offer the service in your garage or your facilities now, where you say, we will assess everybody and then really establish a support plan based on the assessment of the individual, so that you've got an individual support plan for every single child. This is from before school, so it is pre-grade 1 right until the end of matric. And you also do, you wanted something for December, you can go and offer career guidance. You can offer, career guidance, study skills, and advanced, and you can offer e-learning courses. So we've got lots of stuff that you can do in community in December. That's engaging, fun, and educational.
No, that is amazing. I love that for myself and yourself. Thank you so much. I'm most definitely going to go on the website.
Okay, and what I like, really what I've heard is that you've already got parents paying for your service. So it's an easy upsell for you. It's not like you have to convince parents to pay. They are already paying.
Yes.
And either they pay a little bit more, or you throw it in as a value add and say, for every child who's signed up for 3 months, I will pay the 50 Rand or whatever and do a baseline assessment first, or something like that. So it adds credibility. Wow. And with this assessment, every child gets a certificate and an activities report, as well as worksheets and video links of all the activities that you can see how you can support them. So it's really well worked out.
It's amazing. It sounds exactly like what I want to do right now.
Fantastic. Okay, so now that we've discussed more business opportunities, we'll open up to questions. Anybody raising your hands for questions? Because we've got a few more minutes left before we close out.
Okay, let me see the questions.
Go to the first page of Youth at Work. Any questions? I just want to, while we're waiting, we're just going to show you Youth at Work website so that you're familiar with it. There are 2 parts to our business. One part is the youth program. And Kelly, are you still on the YES program?
Yes, I'm currently on the YES program. I am under Umgalelo Africa. My contract will be ending end of November. Also, what I wanted to say, how can I forget it? I recently finished my 8-month contract, and I now have a new position, a temporary position of being a stockist, just up until my contract ends, and then we'll just see how it goes after that. So it's a yay for me this year.
Oh, wow, wow, wow. So YES has opened doors for you.
Yes. So yes, my host company has honestly been so amazing to me, including the lady I was also working under. So I'm very blessed. Yes, thank you so much for that.
Perfect. Okay, so you can see there are 2 sides to the business. There's Youth at Work, and then this other side of the business is Youth Profiler. And you will hear more and more about the profiler, because that's really is something we would like all of you to do. That promotion link is not only for Kelly, it's for anybody, any youth, all of you on there. If you want to earn some extra money, you can all become promoters. You can sign up and you can help children identify their learning gaps and support them to close the gaps, because this is such a massive problem that we need help from everybody. And there are so many children who are just not passing because we don't know how to help them. So please go online. You can see there, if you click on the orange button, then you will get to that discount. But also, if you are interested, email us and we can send you promoter links. And with the promoter code, you get 30% off every sale. At the moment, it's costing 50 Rand, but if we put it up to 450 Rand, which it should be at, then you will start earning a nice bit of extra commission as a side hustle or as a side income to you. So that is open to anybody. And we really encourage all of you young people who are on the line. You've gained an opportunity through YES, pay it forward. help the children, help them read properly, help them know how to help them, and help the other parents in there, because we need to get the whole country reading properly and reading for meaning. Okay, so
No,
how
thank
can
you
you
so
get
much.
sponsors if you are having a small business, or how can I improve my business? I think, Nobile, we've answered that question. Both speakers today have got a lot of help and support from NYDA. So there are other questions about NYDA. Maybe any one of you, Karabo or Kelly, how did you get in touch with NYDA?
Okay, so with myself, like I had stated, I am part of organizations. So these organizations would then invite people from government institutions or private institutions. So that's how it started. So then I went to NYDA. You find someone that would work with you. They call us clients at NYDA. And then when you submit, don't just submit your application like that. Submit your pictures as well. I think that is also what helped me submitting my pictures. Give more content. If they say specify other, do give more information. Be consistent as well in going to them. Don't just relax and say I submitted like 6 months ago, they haven't said anything. Go back and ask, guys, I submitted, what's happening with my application? With myself, I went to training in 2020 January, and I got funded 2021 November. So it's also patience as well. You must just keep going back.
Okay, so no, we're not going to hand out Kelly and Karabo's numbers. That they will have to do themselves if they want to. Otherwise, I'm sure you can connect with them on social media. And just another shout out. Thank you for all of you who've joined our Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn. We've really seen an increase in following, and we will definitely highlight both of these speakers quite widely on social media. So tag us, share it, share the beautiful work that's being done. Also remember to please complete the survey link now. Go onto it, complete it. It helps us to track your journey mapping, your engagement. And I know that the call center team and Lily and Dene are both here with me today, that we had a competition of those Youth of the Month who participated and who sent your registers on time and did your apps and all of those things, that you really are up for another prize. So make sure that you don't forget to complete the survey now. Do it immediately and keep going. We've seen a nice improvement on registers on a Friday, so that you can be paid on time. But make sure that you are compliant in all the yes things. And I think you've heard from today that it really is possible. Taneo, can I send that over to you? Who's going to collect all the promoter emails? I'm going to pass it over to Lily or Danielle, but I think all of you have seen that it's possible to be a yes youth, have a full-time job, and start your own business and run your own business and help people and register people. So stretch yourselves. Those who are keen, those who are committed, those who are hardworking, that's when you see the results. And it is possible to really be up to date with all of yes, all of work, and still do more and study and go beyond. Nozipho, last question before we end off.
Hi guys, I want to know if do NYDA fund a business from scratch, or you have to have a running one?
Hi, Nozipho. It does fund business from scratch. What it does, like I said, there is a package that starts with 10,000. That is for a business that is just starting from the beginning, from an idea. Then they give you a grant of 10,000.
Okay, but there's a lot of competition. So you have to be good. You can't just imagine that you're going to submit it and you're going to get some money in your bank account. You really have to put tenacity behind that, put engagement behind that, and really put some effort in and creativity in. So,
and also they will not fund you if you did not go to their training.
Okay, So that's very important. Starting point is then training. Okay. If you want to be a promoter, you're welcome to email me. Just send me an email. I'll pass it on to Nkosi, or I'll send you the repeat email of what you need to do to become a promoter. Okay. So 3 o'clock, let's all unmute. A big hand and thank you to Daneo, who's put lots of effort in finding these two amazing young ladies. Karabo, Kelly, well done. Keep shining.
Thank you.
Everybody else.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yes, we've been taking notes here. Taking down notes.